Welcome, everybody, to another new mind-boggling topic. Never before it is explained in this manner. Must watch right to the end so that you don't miss any vital information. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and support for more such topics. A clock with no alarms. No cuckoo, no pendulum. Just two hands inching closer to humanity's final hour. But this is no ordinary timepiece. It doesn't hang in your living room. It ticks inside the minds of the world's most brilliant scientists, Nobel laureates, physicists, and thinkers. A silent warning to the planet. But what exactly is this mysterious doomsday clock? Who decides when it moves? And just how close are we to midnight? The year was 1947. The world had just emerged from the ashes of World War II, and a new threat loomed: nuclear annihilation. A group of scientists, many of whom had worked on the Manhattan Project, felt a deep responsibility. They had helped unleash the atomic age, and now they wanted to warn the world about its dangers. These were no ordinary scientists. Among them were 9 Nobel Prize winners, including Albert Einstein, Joseph Rotblat, and Linus Pauling. Together, they created something powerful, the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists. On its cover, a haunting image. A clock set just 7 minutes to midnight. Midnight in this case is not about bedtime. It's the symbolic moment of global catastrophe. Nuclear war, climate collapse, bioterrorism, artificial intelligence out of control. The closer the clock gets to midnight, the greater the danger to humanity. The clock has moved many times since its debut, sometimes forward, sometimes backward. In 1991, after the Cold War ended, it ticked back to 17 minutes to midnight, the safest point in its history. But as of 25, the clock now stands at just 89 seconds to midnight, the closest it's ever been. Why? That's where the story turns darker. We now live in a world of compound threats. Nuclear arsenals haven't disappeared, they've modernized. Tensions between global powers simmer dangerously. Climate change accelerates, bringing with it floods, fires, and famines. And in the digital shadows, new threats are emerging. Rogue AI, cyberweapons, deepfakes, and autonomous drones. Even pandemics now factor into the calculations. The Bulletin Science and Security Board, which includes 13 Nobel laureates, analyzes these dangers annually. Their consensus shapes the clock, but not everyone agrees with the clock's ticking. Some say it's fear-mongering, a dramatized publicity stunt. Others argue it lacks transparency, or that it's impossible to quantify how close we are to doom. Though there are prominent people who support the clock, but question whether its symbolic nature can truly influence global policy. And yet, every time the hands move, the world watches. So, is the doomsday clock just a metaphor? Yes, but it's also a mirror, one that reflects humanity's greatest fears, failures, and hopes. It forces us to ask difficult questions. What kind of world are we building? And what will we leave behind? one that reflects humanity's greatest fears, failures, and hopes. It forces us to ask difficult questions. What kind of world are we building? And what will we leave behind? The clock doesn't predict the future. It warns us. It invites us to act before time runs out. Hands haven't struck midnight yet. That means there's still time. But for how long? The doomsday clock keeps ticking. The doomsday clock doesn't measure time. It measures our wisdom or our failure to use it. In the end, the question is not, what time is it? But what will we do with the time we have left?